Want to become an elite level athlete? Well, look no further. The Reclaim Your Throne Elite D1 training course is all you need to take your performance from subpar to the creme de la creme of athletes all around the world. The purpose of this course is to give you a comprehensive weight training, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance program that is meant to prepare young athletes for collegiate and professional sports. This course is packed with over 2 hours of creative, action-packed lifts narrated and coached by yours truly to assure increased strength, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance. Hey, I get it. Training alone can be tough and can even make you feel misguided or somewhat unmotivated. But with this course, I walk you step by step through each and every lift to make sure you're using the proper form to prevent injuries and that you're hitting the correct muscle groups to render maximum results. So what are you waiting for? It's now or never. So go ahead and get the training course today so you too can reclaim your throne. Want to become an elite level athlete? Well, look no further. The Reclaim Your Throne Elite D1 training course is all you need to take your performance from subpar to the creme de la creme of athletes all around the world. The purpose of this course is to give you a comprehensive weight training, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance program that is meant to prepare young athletes for collegiate and professional sports. This course is packed with over 2 hours of creative, action-packed lifts narrated and coached by yours truly to assure increased strength, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance. Hey, I get it. Training alone can be tough and can even make you feel misguided or somewhat unmotivated. But with this course, I walk you step by step through each and every lift to make sure you're using the proper form to prevent injuries and that you're hitting the correct muscle groups to render maximum results. So what are you waiting for? It's now or never. So go ahead and get the training course today so you too can reclaim your throne. Want to become an elite level athlete? Well, look no further. The Reclaim Your Throne Elite D1 training course is all you need to take your performance from subpar to the creme de la creme of athletes all around the world. The purpose of this course is to give you a comprehensive weight training, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance program that is meant to prepare young athletes for collegiate and professional sports. This course is packed with over 2 hours of creative, action-packed lifts narrated and coached by yours truly to assure increased strength, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance. Hey, I get it. Training alone can be tough and can even make you feel misguided or somewhat unmotivated. But with this course, I walk you step by step through each and every lift to make sure you're using the proper form to prevent injuries and that you're hitting the correct muscle groups to render maximum results. So what are you waiting for? It's now or never. So go ahead and get the training course today so you too can reclaim your throne. Want to become an elite level athlete? Well, look no further. The Reclaim Your Throne Elite D1 training course is all you need to take your performance from subpar to the creme de la creme of athletes all around the world. The purpose of this course is to give you a comprehensive weight training, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance program that is meant to prepare young athletes for collegiate and professional sports. This course is packed with over 2 hours of creative, action-packed lifts narrated and coached by yours truly to assure increased strength, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance. Hey, I get it. Training alone can be tough and can even make you feel misguided or somewhat unmotivated. But with this course, I walk you step by step through each and every lift to make sure you're using the proper form to prevent injuries and that you're hitting the correct muscle groups to render maximum results. So what are you waiting for? It's now or never. So go ahead and get the training course today so you too can reclaim your throne. Want to become an elite level athlete? Well, look no further. The Reclaim Your Throne Elite D1 training course is all you need to take your performance from subpar to the creme de la creme of athletes all around the world. The purpose of this course is to give you a comprehensive weight training, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance program that is meant to prepare young athletes for collegiate and professional sports. This course is packed with over 2 hours of creative, action-packed lifts narrated and coached by yours truly to assure increased strength, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance. Hey, I get it. Training alone can be tough and can even make you feel misguided or somewhat unmotivated. But with this course, I walk you step by step through each and every lift to make sure you're using the proper form to prevent injuries and that you're hitting the correct muscle groups to render maximum results. So what are you waiting for? It's now or never. So go ahead and get the training course today so you too can reclaim your throne. Want to become an elite level athlete? Well, look no further. The Reclaim Your Throne Elite D1 training course is all you need to take your performance from subpar to the creme de la creme of athletes all around the world. The purpose of this course is to give you a comprehensive weight training, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance program that is meant to prepare young athletes for collegiate and professional sports. This course is packed with over 2 hours of creative, action-packed lifts narrated and coached by yours truly to assure increased strength, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance. Hey, I get it. Training alone can be tough and can even make you feel misguided or somewhat unmotivated. But with this course, I walk you step by step through each and every lift to make sure you're using the proper form to prevent injuries and that you're hitting the correct muscle groups to render maximum results. So what are you waiting for? It's now or never. So go ahead and get the training course today so you too can reclaim your throne.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Reclaim Your Throne coming at you with another crazy video. But first, my goal is to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. You already know. Reclaim Your Throne. So guys, we have to break this thing down. We have to break this thing down because a lot of modern women are completely deceiving modern men, running laps around modern men. And at this point it's laughable, man. I can't even blame them because they are playing a lot of you guys for the fool. They are playing a lot of you guys for, you know, like a fiddle rather. And quite frankly, unfortunately, we have realized that modern men are too modern men are too much simpish to even recognize what is going on. And all of this is happening, you guessed it, in the church. It's happening in the church. And I have to explain this. I have to, you know, speak on this because this is something that's been going viral on all of the interwebs. You've got the fact that modern women are going into intercourse work, sex work, whatever you want to call it, going into OnlyFans and going in at a high rate. Okay, 10% of women between the ages of 18 and 24 are on OF. All right, don't get it fucked up. So a lot of the dudes who are trying to cope and say, oh, no, it's bro, that's 1 in 10. So that is a huge amount. And not only are they on the site, but they have a digital footprint. Like I said, modern women have the digital footprint of an adult film actress, and they're not trying to hide it. Okay. They're not trying to hide it. And it's very interesting to watch as this actually develops in real time. So there's a tweet that has gone viral. There's a tweet that has gone viral. And it is of a woman who is, you know, getting baptized, right? It's of a woman getting baptized. And the funny thing is, this woman who was being baptized, she was a sex worker for 11 years. 11 years. And it has created uproar in the YouTube chats. It's created an uproar in the Twitter chats. And I wanted to talk about it because this is exactly what men are talking about when we speak on the minimal amount of eligible, you know, women to date, right? This is exactly what we're talking about. So in this video, you have a woman being saved. Okay, that's fine. Look, we are 100% in support of her getting her salvation, all that kind of stuff. That's fine. But the bitch can't be in front of the church. Okay, she can't be an usher. Okay, she has to vow. She has to take a decade vow of celibacy. This is what must happen. Okay, this is exactly what must happen for this woman to move forward. She got to take a vow of celibacy. All right, because she can't be in front of the pulpit with the deacons and the pastors and the reverends and everybody's husbands. like shit is sweet now, right? Ooh, we ain't finna do that. We not finna do that, right? So I wanted to bring this post up because there was another post that went viral, and my boy Jay, the real Jaber on X, he kind of called it out pretty accurately. So a few, I'd say, okay, in October, there was a post where this woman was saying, "Oh, I keep hearing Christian men say that they can't find a godly woman, but I'm just sitting in church every day, every Sunday. Like my entire row is full of them." And then she posts a picture and a video of these hoes who were in church, right? But this is exactly what we're seeing now. So you have these women who are basically born again, quote unquote, born again hoes, born again Christians, whatever you want to call it, right? You have these women who have come from the dark alleyways, clubbing, and it doesn't have to necessarily be OF. It doesn't have to necessarily be sex work. It doesn't have to necessarily be prostitution. But you got these hoes coming from this life and this lifestyle, getting into the church, infiltrating, and then becoming, assistant pastors. I done seen hoes become assistant pastors. Dead ass. All right. I done seen hoes come come up and be a choir director. All right. So we're not going to act like this doesn't happen. All right. We're not going to act like this is just something that we're making up. Okay. So let me find this tweet real quick, because this started a whole bunch of different it started a discourse, if you will. Let's see. All right. So this is, all right, here we go. So this is the actual original post. And it says, "I keep hearing Christian men say they can't find a godly woman, but I'm just sitting in church every Sunday, like my entire row is full of them, right?" So it's so funny because these quote unquote godly women, and look, I'm not saying that they're, bad people or whatever. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, bro, these are the same types of chicks who are also in the streets, bro. So you can't act like, oh, these chicks who are going to church are just, sugar, spice, everything nice, and they're sweet, bruh. A lot of the biggest hoes are in church, and it makes them feel better about being a hoe because they feel like, oh, God loves me either way. And they're getting that prosperity gospel from these evangelical churches and, these soft on hoes churches. There's a lot of soft on hoes churches, pretty much. And that's why a lot of men are declining from even going to church. Look at this whole row. It's full of women. Why? Because the men have declined from going because they aren't really upholding biblical principles. They're not really, preaching about what's really going on in these streets and what's really going on in the dating market, what's really going on in these households. They're not preaching about that. Okay. So that's just a reality. That's a reality we have to come to grips with. That's a reality we have to come and speak about, because you'll have these same types of chicks who are out here acting holier than thou. They'll be in the club the day before, lit, twerking, popping champagne in scantily clad clothing, right? And this has just become the culture. So you might see them dressed up in their little church garb, because they're selling purity to men. That's the reality. And men have woken up to this. Men have recognized this, and they're going to church to sell purity, to be seen at church, and to be photographed at church, to sell purity to the men that they may eventually be interested in. That's just the reality of how shit is going right now. Okay. So that's the angle I'm kind of coming at this with. And these are the hoes that the churches are going to try and sell you. 26 years of trauma, 11 years of sex work, died in that water. She came back up. The pussy has been rejuvenated. The pussy has been revived. And now she's ready for a quote unquote godly man. Well, let's keep it a buck. A lot of these quote unquote godly men, they may not, have found a wife or someone to spend their life with, because they might be seeing the signs, or they might be socially awkward or whatnot. But a lot of these dudes, I'm telling you right now, a lot of these dudes are getting fooled. A lot of these dudes are getting fooled. And modern men, they're kind of waking up to it more in today's day and age, on the internet, at least it seems. But in real life, it doesn't really seem like that, because every time I see a divorce happen in my immediate circle in real life, the man is fucking clueless. You know what I'm saying? So he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know where it came from. He didn't see the signs. Right? Until it's too late. So what I want to do here is, we're going to go to a Taylor Alicia video. And honestly, I just found out about her today when I was doing research on this grift, right? On this grift, I was doing research on this, from OF to Jesus, from OF to the pulpit, from sex work to being baptized. This is their retirement plan. This is their retirement plan. This is what y'all not understanding. This is what y'all not understanding. And I'm the voice to speak to this and kind of shed light on this, because a lot of men are completely clueless to this. Right? And now these women are getting in the church. They're seeping in the church. They're infiltrating the church. And then they're getting high positions in the church. And then they're already compromised. They're already compromised. But because, you're trying to do the Christian thing and accept them for their sin, we're allowing them back into the church. But the reality is, you can, baptize them, whatever. That's fine. But she shouldn't take a teaching position in the church. She shouldn't be head of kids' Bible school. She shouldn't be the head of, the summer program. She shouldn't be, head of the daycare or looking over people's kids. And no, because the life that she went through, she probably still has some of those beliefs. Let's be serious. Let's be very real. Because we know a hoe's final form is a religious woman. And that's a fact. Like, Jesus is the new retirement plan for these bitches. All right. So you guys have to be careful in who you wife in the church. Now more than ever, because those are going to be the women who fool you. Those are the women who are going to fool you. Right? Those are the women who are going to end up being able to bamboozle you and trip you up and hit your soft spots, because you think accepting her is you being a good Christian. And I'm telling you, it's you being a fool. Boo-boo the fool. Right? That's just the reality. And these pastors are preaching on the pulpit and telling you, oh, go find the first thing that you date. You know, make it work. If she's Christian, you Christian, do the damn thing. Whoa. We're going to have to slow down. We're going to have to slow down. I'm going to have to go through my vetting. I'm going to have to go through my red pill vetting process. All right. You can say whatever the hell you want about the red vitamin. I'm going to have to go through that process, that red pill vetting process. Okay. So let's get into this video. This is from Taylor Alicia. I wasn't familiar with her game up until I just found her today doing my research. But apparently she used to do like bikini try-on hauls and all this kind of stuff. And then after she was doing that, it led to OF, right? When 2020, the pandemic, popularity of OF rose, and then she joined it. And a lot of modern women joined it. As a matter of fact, let's get to the stats. All right. All right. So in the US, around 1.4 million US women are OnlyFans creator, with estimates putting women at 70 to 80% of all creators globally, and some numbers even saying higher than that, like 90% of all creators globally, right? So notice how feminism would tell you, oh, well, let women run things. Well, let women run things and it becomes a damn brothel. That's what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? The new CEO of OF is a woman. So let them run things and it's going to become a brothel. And that's exactly what's happening here. So 1.4 million women, US women, are on OF. And that is like between the ages of 18 and 30, which is most of their user base, right? So let's look at the amount of women. Let's say 18 to 25, marriageable range. How many women are in the US between 18 and 25? So we've got about 20 to 22 million women who are between the ages of 18 and 25 in the US. 1.4 million of them are on OF, bruh. And y'all really are trying to convince modern men. I mean, that's 6 to 10%. I mean, it's not looking good for modern women. And y'all are trying to convince, and those are only the ones that are on OF, not to consider bartending, stripping, whatever, bottle girls. That's not including, just regular prostitutes. That's not including sugar daddy, which we know 30% of the women on college campuses are on a sugar dating site or have used a sugar dating site. We broke that down a few days ago on the live stream. So this is real data. I mean, I'm lowballing it here with the 6 to 10% of modern women between the age of 18 and 25 are on OF. I personally believe it's more. And if it ain't OF, it's another comparable website, right? So Let's listen to Taylor Alicia give her testimony of going from OnlyFans to Jesus.
3 years to film this video. I don't know why it's taken me that long. I think partially because I realized that this is a video that is going to mean a lot to me and maybe a lot to you, lots of people watching, but I wanted to say everything right. You know, I'm going to try not to make this video too long. I do want to get straight to the point, but I do want to share with you guys my testimony on how my life flipped upside down in the best way possible. It was a crazy shift in my life that brought me from here to here. And I think, you know, for those people that have seen me.
So pause it right there. Pause it right there. Why was it relevant for her to put the views? 11 million views, my titties out. Why was it relevant for her to put the views there? Please tell me. Why was it relevant? 11 million views. Why did she even post the picture? If you're gone from that life for real, why would you even repost it? Somebody can screen share, screenshot. Oh, and they've done it. I've seen the old videos, the ones that she tried to delete off YouTube. I've seen them. We're going to pull them up because they are YouTube friendly according to YouTube guidelines, even though, you know, they'll strike me for playing a video that's on YouTube. Not strike me, but they'll copyright strike you or whatever. So I'm gonna go ahead and say fair use, fair use, fair use. But why was it relevant to put the amount of views?
To here, and I think, you know,
notice how she didn't put the views on Jesus. She didn't let you know how many views she was getting on the Jesus content. I mean, because it would have made sense to show the views on the hoe content and then show the views on the Jesus content and be like, look, the Jesus content ain't doing as good as the hoe content, but hey, I gave the hoe content up because the Jesus content struck my heart. But she didn't even show the views on the Jesus content. Her priorities are already fucked up.
For those people that have seen me since maybe I was 15 years old, 18 years old, 21, it's been a long time, but I am a lot different. And I want to explain to you why that is, how that is even possible. And
so, hold on, what was that time frame? Let me listen again.
18 years old, 21, it's been a long time, but
18 to 21, hold up.
Here to here, and I think, you know, for those people that have seen me since maybe I was 15 years old, 18 years old, 21, it's been a long time.
Damn, 15 to 21. So she was on YouTube since 15 to 21. And I mean, she was on YouTube since 15. So I don't know what type of content she was making at 15, but she was probably pushing the line. Like, these girls know what the hell they doing, bro. Don't let them act like, you know, any guy who has sisters knows when a bitch is 13, she know what the hell she doing. Like, not saying that, you know, it's okay for her to participate in sexual actions. But what I'm saying is she knows what she's doing when she's posting inappropriate shit online. They know what the hell they're doing. So any man who has sisters can attest to that. When a chick starts to know that she's getting sexual attention at a young age, she uses that to her advantage. And in this internet age, it's going to be used on the internet, and it's going to be used to get men to lust after them so that they can make money off of it, right? The whole equal, what is it? The gender pay gap shit. And women kind of, I guess, lowering the gap of the gender pay gap. That whole thing would have never happened without sex work. That's just the reality. If you really want to be honest, right? Because you have modern women out earning, and not only out earning, but buying more houses in major cities than men, their same age group. Under 30, under 31. Yeah, that's not a coincidence. It's because these hoes is hoeing. and niggas is tricking. Not niggas, but it's, you know, old married white dudes. Quite frankly, they're the main tricks. And yeah, it is some, you know, goofy ass niggas out here tricking on OnlyFans, but most of the time, you know, a nigga gonna get to the source. That's what I'll say.
But I am a lot different. And I want to explain to you why that is, how that is even possible, and how I am this girl today. So let's do this.
All right. My bad, guys. I meant to damn skip the intro and it exited me out. This StreamYard shit. Hold up. All right. Calibrate. All right, cool. So yeah, let's skip this intro. This music. All right, sorry. I just didn't want to, you know, get any type of copyright. Knockout says he thinks there's at least 50% participating. Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked at that number either. I really wouldn't.
I was 15 years old. I started mainly because my parents dragged me to Arizona when I was 13, and I had no.
Hold on, so back it up.
If you watch me a lot, then I probably sound like a broken record when I say that I have been on social media since I was 15 years old.
So, for one, the old sitting on the mirror or the yeah, the sink pic. I mean, why did she have to share the there's another picture or another video thumbnail that you could have used. Why she do the sitting on the sink picture? It's still like, bruh, what are you doing here? What are we doing here?
I started mainly because my parents dragged me to Arizona when I was 13, and I had no friends. School was really, really tough for me. It never stopped being tough for me, so that's why I stayed on social media. I ended up becoming a pretty well-known-ish catfish that people would use and make a profile out of my pictures and say that they are me. So I think that that's...
Bitch, you're not special in that. You're not special in that. That happens to a lot of bitches. I mean, you just have to have kind of a little kind of face card, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not like like it's some weird ass niggas out here taking, you know, bitches pics and making Twitter profiles. That's most of these dudes out here. So you're not special in somebody taking your pic and using it as a catfish. Like, yeah, that happens to every bitch who is a 6 or above.
Probably where I got the most followage from, that people started to follow me and they were like, oh, this is the real girl. I think that that's how that started. If you're asking what did I do, I basically just took selfies. That was my profession. I wasn't getting paid for it at all till I was like 21 years old. I always just did it because I loved it, but I just took pictures of myself in the mirror. Pretty vain.
Yeah, and here's another thing. Here's another thing that you have to understand. They love to say, oh, men are self-absorbed, men are narcissists. Who's taking all these damn pictures of themselves? Who is doing this? And this was before you could make money off this shit. This was for the love of the game. Picture after picture after picture after picture. Who has thousands of pictures of themselves in their phone? It's not men. So how are men the narcissists when we're not self-absorbed? We're not looking in the mirror all day. We're not, you know, trying to fix our makeup ever at the damn stop sign or at the stoplight. We're not doing that. So it's just funny how all the narratives get shifted onto men, and we're not really highlighting what's actually going down in the streets. She got a social media following from, and I mean, I'm not mad at her for posting the selfie. The selfies are pretty tame, I would say. They're not, you know, too crazy. They're pretty tame on Instagram. But what you have to understand is the IG is just a marketing funnel. The IG is a marketing funnel to the link in the bio. And this is with any business, as a matter of fact. But we understand this, we know this, that the IG is a marketing funnel to the link to the bio, is which they really, where they really want to send you to paywall content. That's the reality. So we know she not really gonna get raunchy on the Instagram. And this is how a lot of you dudes get fooled too, because you'll just see the Instagram or you'll just see her Facebook and you'll think, oh, she ain't even like that. She don't even be posting stuff like that, bro. I ain't seen one bikini pic yet. Joe goofy ass didn't check the link in the bio. Right. And now I think, it's common knowledge with especially the younger cats. They're hip to it. I mean, you got 10-year-olds out here noticing OF bitches in bowling alleys and calling them out. I did that video about that neon stream where the kid recognized the OF bitch and then he called her out on it. And then she got mad that he recognized her. And it's like, bitch, y'all know that y'all make content that is going to get the kids. They know that. And they know, I mean, it's just a reality, especially the marketing tactics, all the colorful shit that they use, all the little, child character references, especially on Halloween. They using children cartoons to be costumes of some shit, you know what I'm saying? So we all understand that that's what y'all doing. And they try and act like, I don't know how this kid knew about me. I don't know how my kid's getting bullied. How did these other kids find out? These kids got phones at 2-3 years old. They on iPads, ma'am. They're going to find out. Just like Iggy Azalea didn't want her kid to be on YouTube. She only wanted him to be on kids' YouTube or whatever. Why? I'll tell you why. Because Iggy Azalea didn't want her kid to find out that she's on OnlyFans busting it wide open. That's the reality. So she don't want her kid on YouTube because he searched Iggy Azalea and the first thing he gonna see is OnlyFans. 100%.
If I just took pictures of myself in the mirror, pretty vain. But something that, the whole world does now, but I was doing it since I was a little kid and I loved it. I loved sharing. I loved, getting likes. I think that we all enjoy that, but I just saw my followers going up and up and my likes going up and up. And I just kind of, rode that high and I got joy from that. And I also think I got extra joy from that because I just felt so unhappy where I was living and going to school every day. I was just like, I couldn't wait to get home and be with my followers online. I had hit about, I think it was 500,000 followers. I was at 1 million followers on what we now know today as TikTok, was Musically. I was doing lip syncing videos. Around that time, I met somebody and I got in a relationship with somebody that most of you guys know about. We made a lot of couple videos, a lot of awesome, hilarious, crazy videos that I still, look back on and it was probably the happiest time in my life. I met somebody that did the same thing as me and had the same passions as me, and we just had a blast. He also taught me how to do YouTube. I didn't know much about YouTube or editing or anything, so I thank him so much for that. A lot of you guys enjoyed our videos.
Notice, and I don't think that man is still there. See, a lot of women love to say that, oh yeah, we built this man and we was with him from the bottom to the top, and we was his support, we was his rock when he was building that business. And they like to reference Mackenzie Bezos. And yeah, she apparently she did put in a little bit more work in the beginning stage in the company. So I'm not trying to discredit what she's doing, but they love to use that as an example, as if she helped him really build the business to $1 billion business, which she definitely didn't do. But they love to discredit a successful man by saying, oh, well, every successful man, he has a wife who's pushing him to the success or who helped him get there. But that's not how it happens. Most of the time, what you really could say is, hey, these successful women got it off of the back of a successful man or a man who had the vision and she was able to push it further because obviously she's going to be more marketable. She's going to be more noticed. She's going to have a wider audience because not only is she going to have a female audience, she's also going to be able to garner a male audience of simps who are lusting after her. So even if she's not making like seductive content or whatnot. So most of these women who are coming up online got the push from a guy. Let's just keep it up, right? All these chicks going through Jack Doherty shit, they're getting a push from a guy. And I'm not saying he's, somebody to look up to or a good dude or whatever. I think he's a, I ain't gonna diss Buddy, but I mean, he's lame. He's kind of lame, right? And that's just is what it is. But you got a lot of hoes coming up from him, building a social media platform and then bouncing. So that's exactly what she did. He helped her build a social media platform and she bounced.
well, and some of them got crazy amount of views and just took off. We also shot a music video that a lot of you guys know about called We Do It Best, and it was just a blast. It was also a time when YouTube was just like YouTube, and now it's so, I don't know, it's different. It's definitely different, and I'm glad that I was a part of YouTube when YouTube was YouTube. But my Instagram followers started to go up at that time, like a crazy amount, and at one point I was getting hundreds of thousands of likes on an Instagram photo, and I didn't know what that was like. You know, before I ever started YouTube, I was like 20,000 likes was a crazy amount. So I was just riding this high, you know, which was great, but it really wasn't what it was all.
20,000 before she started YouTube, she was getting 20,000 likes on Instagram. Now, I guarantee there's not one man in this chat who's getting 20,000 likes on shit on Instagram. There's not one man in this chat who's getting 20,000 likes on shit on Instagram. This is what I'm talking about. And, you know, we ain't mad at it. We're just saying that, yo, y'all are acting like y'all got it so hard, bro. Y'all really are just, I mean, a lot of hoes is just lazy. Like, you don't want to put in the work to build up. Like, you don't want to make the thousands of videos that we've made on Reclaim Your Throne just to get, you know, 6,700 followers. And the reason why we put in the work on Reclaim Your Throne is because we don't quit. So we just gonna keep going. We're gonna keep creating content, and it's gonna pop one day. That's the belief. But when women get on social media, they get online and they actually commit to something for a year and post content every single day, it's an overnight success story unless she's ugly. Now, if she's, you know, a big old, I mean, even then, even if she's a fat ass, ugly ass, she's still gonna come up just because there's so many fat bitches who are going to follow her, right? But if it's a pretty girl online and she is consistent in posting every single day and doing it, she's going to grow a following on any platform. It doesn't even matter. Even if it's YouTube, even if she ain't doing shit but sitting there and, you know, humming and talking into a mic real quiet and whispering into a mic. Y'all seen them ASMR bullshits. So they really have it on easy mode, but a lot of them are just too lazy. And that's why a lot of them do need management. Some would call pimping, because they don't know what to do. Like, they sitting up there with a chicken with their head cut off. They don't really know what, you know, their audience wants or likes. They're only concerned with, you know, how they look on camera a lot of the times, but they don't really understand what their audience likes.
About but after things started to slow down and I went through a very public breakup, that became something that I had circled my joy around. Every day became, how am I going to get the most views? How am I going to get the most likes? And I think that's because I didn't have much going on in my life and I had just put all my eggs in one basket, and I was like, okay, well, this is bringing me joy.
So notice how she's trying to establish that she was like doing regular content before she got on OF.
This is going to be my main source of joy, is likes. And I feel like that was always there, but it was kind of just really in the background of my life. It was just kind of an additive to how happy I already was in my life, but it became everything. And slowly it hit a peak of, it came to a point where I just couldn't get any more high. You know, social media, likes, views, like, it's such a drug, and you realize that if you've been through it, you know, it's a really great high, and it has a really, really bad come down that can happen when everybody thinks that you're still riding this high. It just kind of wears off. So if there's any point in time that you're doing it for the wrong reasons, you know, you're rocking the boat. So around this time when everything was slowing down, I finally had time to like scroll on social media, and I started comparing myself to other Instagram girls, and what they looked like and how many likes they were getting. And I don't know if it was a jealousy thing or if it was just like a riding.
Yeah. It was definitely jealousy, definitely dick riding, definitely insecurity, definitely all that shit that y'all say that like, it's so funny. Like, they're literally, and you know, I'm not trying to pick on her specifically. She just had a testimony. We wanted to react to it because these are the women that you're getting in the church. She ain't talk. Look, notice how she not talking about all the niggas that she had to fuck through OnlyFans, shit like that. She's not talking about any of that. She's not talking about, oh, after the breakup, she, you know, went on a revenge quest, or after the breakup, she's only talking about the social media aspect of it. But what's happening in real life, especially a bitch who needs validation through likes and comments, she's definitely getting bust down, right? I mean, am I crazy to assume that after the breakup, she goes and gets a rebound and she starts, you know, a little hoe phase? Am I crazy to think that?
A high thing, but jealousy and fame became a really large factor that played in probably my most regretful time of my life. I had always taken risque stuff. I mean, I was in car launches with my chest out. I was definitely living or portraying myself in crop tops and bikinis for sure.
Notice how she said she was about to say, oh, I was definitely living like a promiscuous, like slutty lifestyle, but she said, or portraying myself. No, that's the lifestyle you was living. You know, she couldn't jump cut that one. Look how she jump cut it.
I was definitely living or portraying myself.
I was definitely living, or portraying. I was definitely living, or like the jump cut. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see how, like I said, not try to pick on her specifically, but y'all see how they're wording shit. They're talking around being a hoe. They're talking around saying, okay, yeah, I was a hoe. I'm gonna keep it a being with you. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. I was a hoe. I was a thought. You know what I'm saying? I was doing hoe shit. I was taking risque pictures. I was you know, fucking the camera, the photographers. I was doing all that. What's so hard? Why is it so hard for them to come to grips with that and keep it a buck and admit that shit?
In crop tops and bikinis for sure, but not always. I mean, that wasn't my intention. I think that just, you know, for
Oh, that wasn't your intention. Yeah, all right.
a certain video, you know what sells, you know what's going to get views. I think we
You
all
know what sells, you know what's going to get views. You mean you know what is going to be FAP material for most likely married men, older, married, Christian, white men who have repressed sexuality. Because we understand that sexual access and sexual variety is essential to a man's mental health. So because they are repressing their sexuality, they're getting in the DMs of OF bitches. And they try and preach the holier than thou in their personal life and on social media, but we know that can't be further from the truth.
know that. But before I knew it, when I was trying to get more likes and more followers, that became, you know, the easy way. You know, I was like, let me start taking some more bikini photos. That'll give me more likes. And then at that point, I was getting like 350,000, 400,000 likes. And I'm sure you've heard this over and over from other influencers, but I can tell you, it may seem like the world, but it really isn't. And I gave up everything that people think is everything. I got it.
And the funny thing is, it isn't the world because they don't know how to monetize it. And they don't know how to monetize it, or they didn't know how to monetize it until OnlyFans. And that's why it wasn't the world, because there was no financial gain in getting hundreds of thousands of likes. Back then, Instagram models, yeah, they might get booked for a music video shoot, and they might get paid $2,500 to $4,000 to get in a music video. That's not real money. That's not sustainable. And you have to be in, you know, 10 music videos a month to sustain the type of lifestyle that they want to portray. And even then, they still probably is living check to check. So until OnlyFans, they were not able to monetize their sexuality to the degree and to the assembly line style that they've been able to do now.
I can tell you it's not everything. And that's coming from somebody who did it for most of their life. And I think this hit me really hard because I had chased it for so long in my life. And I just thought the top of this mountain was going to look a lot different when I got to the top. And I worked at it. You know, I spent every hour of every day working at this, you know, looking and checking my follower account all the time to see how many followers I went up. And like I said, there was passion behind that. So that does make a very large difference. But it was something that I chased, thinking that it was going to bring me happiness. And like I said, I didn't start to make money or see money with social media until I was 20, 21 years old. I didn't even know that you could make money on social media when I started all those years. I had just simply had my focus on growing and sharing. When I hit the peak of how many likes I thought I needed to make me happy, when I hit that, I realized that no amount of likes was going to bring me what I was looking for. As still wasn't happy, and I had turned to alcohol. I realized that I very much loved alcohol.
So I might have miscalculated it. She may not have had the hoe. Well, I guess she did enter kind of the hoe phase because she started doing the bikini pictures once she was single. And look, this is what you have to realize. Her being single relinquished her of any, immediate judgment for taking this bikini pic and taking this cleavage pic and showing a little more ass and showing a little more titties. Like, that breakup relinquished her from the judgment. And what do we always say? Let's keep it a buck. From the looks of the way that society is going, modern women enjoy doing the sex work. They just don't enjoy the backlash and the judgment that comes from it. All right. So that's the part that they aren't fond of, but they actually do enjoy the the sex work aspect of it, the idea of getting paid just to be cute and just to fuck, just to flirt with guys, right? They love the idea of that, but they don't like the judgment that comes with it. So she had to break up with her boyfriend to pursue this Instagram model, bikini model lifestyle. And now if you go to her Instagram, it's scrubbed. I think it only has like 15 pictures. But she had to break up with her boyfriend to get permission from her own subconscious that, oh yeah, I'm not going to be judged if I post this titty pic. Nobody's going to be mad. Nobody's going to say, hey, take that down. I'm uncomfortable with that. So she had to be single. This is why a lot of these girls who, are single. It's not because they can't find a good man. It's because they want to post naughty pictures or they want to do risque shit to get money and they don't want to be judged for it.
Alcohol. And I was 22 at the time and I never really drank before then. I was always just focused on social media, but when I realized that—
So the bikini, and this was my point, the bikini, like taking the whole pictures, the bikini pic, this is what invites the big dogs, the celebrities, the blue check marks. Back then it was blue check marks that was really important. So this is what invites the blue check marks to her DMs. And this is where the pay for play happens, with the blue check mark sliding in the DMs. I just wanted to make that clear. And then, right, why did she turn to alcohol? Because she's doing some shit that, let's keep it a buck, she's not proud of. So she has to drink her pain. She has to drink her woes because, oh yeah, I actually did fly out to this guy's crib and he paid me to fuck. And, I'm not necessarily proud about it. I'm beating myself up about it. So let me just start drinking. The hoe phase. Now, I'm not saying this is exactly what she did, but I'm saying this is the process that a lot of OF bitches go through.
Social media wasn't going to fill me. Kind of just, I was just looking everywhere for joy. And I was always a very shy person. I didn't really talk to many people. And I found out through alcohol that I was way more social and I was finally able to make friends, not real friends.
So, unfortunately, this is a lesson that a lot of people learn. You don't have to be drunk to be social. I don't know where people get this from, but I'm not going to say it doesn't help either, because it does help. It lowers your inhibitions. But like I said, a lot of women do get drunk so that they can make decisions that they might eventually regret. That's just the reality of the situation. I've said this since the Quarantino days.
For sure. You won't really make too many real friends at the bar. But for the first time ever, I was chatty and I was comfortable and I was more lively around people in a social setting. So that was a new high that I was chasing. And I chased that for about a year, and YouTube that whole year was kind of just a blur. Social media in general was just kind of a blur that year. When the bar scene slowed down, my focus was back on social media, and I realized that I did not have nearly the amount of money that I felt I should have been at that point, because I had just
I told you they did not know how to monetize their beauty before OnlyFans by themselves. Back then, in order for a woman to monetize her beauty, she had to be a model in a magazine, and they didn't even pay that much back then. Or she had to actually go into like industry porn, or she had to go into being an actress in a movie or a video vixen. But all the women from back then, except the actresses, are burnt the fuck out. I mean, a lot of the actresses are too, especially the child star actresses. But a lot of the bitches in the video vixens, all them who were monetizing their beauty back then, a lot of the models, the runway models, burnt the fuck out. Bad surgeries, alcohol, drug addiction, all that stuff. So she didn't know how to monetize her beauty. And this is where I guess she's going to introduce the OnlyFans aspect of it. Let's keep going.
Reach a pretty high degree in social media of followers and likes, where I just never had my focus on money. So it wasn't something that I was striving for or chasing, and suddenly it became something that I really was craving and thought would bring me joy. Shortly after that, I had somebody recommend that I try Patreon. Patreon, something very similar to OnlyFans. Watch my video Dear OnlyFans, then you probably already know a little bit about this and how it was definitely a giant impact on my shift in life. I did it for about 3 months, and I could tell you that it is not the easy way. A lot of shame came with that. Sharing that kind of content for any type of money truly is not.
So what type of content? That's the question that we're trying to figure out. And I do have an example of some of the type of content that she would make on YouTube. Now, it is on a not so good site, I will say. So I'm gonna have to be very careful on how I share this. But let's see. So yeah, so this is from her OF. This is the type of stuff that she was doing. I'm sorry. This isn't from her OF. This is actually from her old YouTube videos. And this is the type of content that she was making. Bikini try-on hauls. And look, she completely changed her whole look. She completely changed her whole look. She don't even look like this no more.
They're like, no, we don't like this. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time here and you haven't already, make sure you smash that subscribe button below the video. We post a new video almost every single day, and our family is growing like crazy. So make sure you smash the subscribe button to be along for the ride. And also make sure you smash the thumbs up button, because you know today's video is gonna be good. So,
okay, so it really doesn't matter what she's saying. Look, this was her boyfriend back then. She had the clips come up so you could see it. The reality is, this is the type of baity content that she was making. Okay, show boobs, get attention, get followers. This is the route that she was going. And if this was what she was doing on YouTube, how the hell, what the hell was she doing on Patreon, and what the hell was she doing on OnlyFans? Because this is pretty risque. I mean, it's not too crazy. I'm not gonna lie. It's not like something that I mean, actually, it is kind of crazy for YouTube. Honestly, I don't see how YouTube allows this type of stuff, but it was on YouTube. But this is the type of stuff that she was making on YouTube. So imagine what she was actually doing on OF. It had to be a lot more sexual, because there ain't nothing else that you can take off. It's not like you have to upsell on OF. So you have to sell something that the people ain't seen before. And with these videos, you pretty much seen everything. Like a lot of dudes could get their fat material from this video alone and be good. So she definitely had to do a lot more on OnlyFans, on Patreon, in order to, in order to get this shit off. So this is just a testament to the type of content that a lot of modern women are making when they do become a quote unquote successful YouTuber. They're definitely showing titties. They're definitely using the sex appeal. A lot of them do start with the bikini try-on hauls. And hell, there are some nude content creators on YouTube. It's absolutely crazy. There are some nude content creators. And I mean, to me, this is softcore. This is softcore content, right? This is softcore content. Like Knockout 4291 said, solo nude. Yeah, that's the category that you would see this under. So I'm gonna unshare this because it was on a naughty website. So I don't want no pop-ups. I don't want no ads. I don't want no crazy shit coming up. But we'll go back to her new YouTube. Notice the difference. Oh, that is one thing that I did want to show. Just the difference in how she looks and how she's trying to hide, you know, who she actually was in the past. So I'm gonna show you guys that right there. I'm gonna show you the difference that is, I mean, it's a pretty crazy difference as to how she looked. Y'all saw how she looked earlier. So yeah, you see how she looking now. Back then, and I guess she was younger, so you could say, you know, it is what it is. But honestly, I think she's gotten some facial work done because she looks like a completely different person. She looks like a completely different person to what she looks like now. It's a very stark difference. So let's go to what she looks like now.
Worth it.
So I mean, as you can see, that it does not look like the same woman. It is the same woman. Maybe it's her contour, maybe it's the way she did her makeup. I don't know, but it doesn't look like the same woman.
It's not worth the shame. It's not worth how people view you. It's not worth the regret. And you know what? That might not match somebody else's outlook on that. I know that we live in a time right now that shame, the word shame doesn't really exist. But for me, it most certainly did. I'm thankful that I had shame. I'm thankful that there was something that told me, hey, something feels so wrong about this. So then I was now on another quest where I was just trying to get rid of the shame and cover up a decision I made that I couldn't take back. And I looked in all the wrong places to cover that shame. I then created more regrets. I made a lot of bad decisions.
So those are bodies. Those are bodies. Created more regrets. Made a lot of bad decisions. Those you got to understand the keywords. You got to understand the womanese. Those are bodies now. Okay. So, you know, don't let her speak past it. Those are bodies. And this is what they're serving up in the pulpits. These are the reformed hoes that they want you to wife.
In such a short amount of time. And in a moment where I had made a really bad mistake, there was something called a flap. Basically, I think you would just call it a pamphlet, but it was about Jesus. And I wish I still had it because it was my turning point. I remember grabbing it and shoving it in my bag. I went home and I opened it, and there was just something about it. And I didn't know anything about Jesus. And I knew that there was definitely being in social media, reaching such a pinnacle of things. You know, I saw some stuff that, you know, verified to me that there is definitely a good versus evil thing going on. I think that, you know, you're playing blind if you don't see that. For me, I think it takes more faith to believe in nothing. I don't know. For me, I always knew there was something. I just didn't know what it was. I never believed that it was just black when we die. And it took me hitting rock bottom to search for there to be something, because we just feel like we have everything together and everything figured out when everything is going great in our lives. And that's why I'm so thankful that I hit rock bottom. And that's why I said in my song, Born Again, I said I had to sink all the way to the bottom just to drown in the holy water. And that line means so much to me because I am so thankful for the shame that I felt that led me to search when I was at the—
So I do like this point here where she says that the shame is what caused her to do this, the shame. And guess what? She was probably reading some comments that she didn't like that were mean and they were insensitive and they were dehumanizing. But those comments are exactly what drove her to Jesus. So when they're telling you to let up the pressure and to, oh, let up on her and you know, oh, ease up. She's, you know what I'm saying? She's just a girl. Da, 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 da. No, you have to apply pressure. You have to reinstate the shame. You have to continue to shame because that's the only thing that is going to push them to the bright side, that is going to push them over the hump, over the horizon to say, you know what, I'm tired of feeling like this. And you know what, these guys in my comments are actually right. I am doing slutty shit. I am doing hoe shit. Notice how she zipped up the jacket all the way. See, a lot of bitches who are, you know, will get baptized and then they come out and start doing a press run like Nala the Ninja did. They still showing titties. They still showing ass. They still doing the little quasi, you know, porn marketing grift. They're still doing it. Nala, she's still doing it. So the reality is I do respect the fact that she did speak on the shame element of it. and how that is what drove her to seeking salvation. So, you know, props to her. Shout out to her. This is actually a pretty good testimony.
Lowest point of my life, when I heard the name Jesus, it did something in me. It lit something up in me that was unexplainable and undeniable. And I just wanted to look into it more. And for the first time ever, I had peace that I didn't know existed. And it was a peace I really, really, really needed at that time in my life. And I searched everything else and nothing even came close to the peace I felt when I found out about Jesus and when I heard the gospel for the first time, and that Jesus took the cross for the weight of our sins and the sins of the world. And you know, that sounds crazy to some people. And I think that if I didn't hit rock bottom, that would have sounded really crazy and I wouldn't have taken that step in faith to see if this was legit. There might be so many people watching that are saying, you know, you still don't know if that's legit. I'm telling you, 3 years walking in faith, there has been too much evidence in my own life that I have seen. And there's been so much evidence in everybody's life that gives their life to Jesus. And for me, I always believed that good people go to heaven and bad people go to hell, and I was a good person. And for the first time ever, I got to a point where I wondered, you know, am I that good of a person? I felt the weight of mistakes that I made and shame that I just couldn't carry by myself. I searched the whole world. I received so many things that so many people are chasing, that they think, once I get this, I'm going to be happy. And I can tell you, I have found all of those things in Jesus. I don't need a jewel. I don't need alcohol. I don't need weed. I don't need fake friends. I don't need followers, views. I don't need a relationship for the first time in my life to feel like I am complete.
So she is single. So she don't need a relationship. So she's still a feminist. She don't need you. She don't need you, men. And this is what they're selling to the church. And, you know, she seems like a cool chick, whatever, but not wifey material.
I think the biggest evidence that you could have for what Jesus did on the cross and what happens when you believe in him is what he does in us, and publicly what he's done through me. On top of the evidence, if you're a fact person, it is undeniable. And it takes pushing your pride aside, which is unhuman of us, but it's worth it in every way possible. He flips your world upside down. And it's not easy. These last 3 years have been the hardest 3 years of my life in the best way possible. It has been a walk, not a run. And that's why I'm creating this podcast called Bible Breakfast. And it's to help you grow in your relationship with Jesus. Because the more you grow in your relationship with Jesus, the more your life grows, and the more you grow, the more you see this world for what it is, passing away. This video encouraged you in any way, and you're wondering, man, is this Jesus stuff real? If that girl did it, it is real. And if you want to accept Jesus in your life, literally all you have to do, God couldn't have made it easier, is believe in the one he sent and say, God, please forgive me for my sins. I believe in the one you sent, and I want to have a relationship with Jesus. And he'll take it from there. I did it in my that I know where I'm going.
So we got an outro. Okay, so she's selling the Bible Breakfast podcast, you know. So that's that's where she's trying to, I guess, make up the pay gap. I mean, you know, a lot of hoes are gonna listen to this and think that they're gonna be able to do the same thing. And I guess you could, right? But will the men accept it? That's the question. And I mean, yes, there will be a simp out there, but will he be a man that you respect? Right? And that's the reality that a lot of us face. She does have another video called Dear OnlyFans /Patreon. Let's see. Woman who's willing to put a price on. All right, so I think this is another video of her speaking against it. From let's see, from around the same time period. Oh no, it's a year before. So let's see what she's talking about.
Not a video I even wanted to film at all. I've kind of been avoiding it for my videos. Hi. This is something that I usually for my videos I create kind of talking points because it just makes the video go more smoothly. But I wanted to not do that for this video because, for one thing, this is not a video I even wanted to film.
Damn, she country as hell. What the? She be looking different in every single video.
at all. I've kind of been avoiding it, and I'll explain why I've been avoiding it. But also I know that I need to make it because it's so important and it's
I didn't even peep the hand tattoos. Y'all see that? That's a slut tail.
everywhere now. So we're gonna talk about OnlyFans. A little bit about me. I have never had an OnlyFans, but I had a Patreon account.
Oh my God. Did she just cap? Did she just cap? Because now she got a video talking about what? That's crazy work.
I was 22 years old at the time, and I had been on social media for around 5 or 6 years already, and I had made tremendous strides on social media. I had great success with it. I had many opportunities that most influencers would dream of, but unfortunately I didn't have the income to show for that.
Boom.
And I was nervous at this point. I was
Told you. They didn't know how to monetize until OnlyFans, until sex work.
22, 23, and I was kind of freaking out. And I was relaying this to somebody that I was friends with, and they had told me that I should try out Patreon. If you don't know what Patreon is, it's actually not the same as OnlyFans, but it is a place where you can purchase a subscription to support a creator that you like. That being said, I did not fully grasp what I was getting myself into. I really did.
Mind you, you can post whatever you want on Patreon, so it ain't like you had to post sexy shit. You didn't have to post that. You can post whatever you want on Patreon. Post these types of videos on Patreon. Say, hey, join the Patreon to get the exclusive video of me explaining how to make money on Patreon.
Created the account with the exclusivity purpose of posting photos and posting videos that I wasn't going to post anywhere else. So this was basically a platform where my biggest supporters and my biggest followers could subscribe to me on and see content that I wasn't going to post anywhere else. So kind of just like a club. But at the time, I was posting bikini photos and all that stuff. I hadn't done that my first 3 years on social media, but as I got older and I saw other influencers in the same field as me doing that and getting so many likes, getting so many views, and I'm young, I saw that and I was like, because everybody else was doing it, I thought it was okay. So I started doing it, and I had created the Patreon account, and I made the profile picture, a picture that I liked of myself that was in a bikini. That being said, I created that, and a lot of people were under the impression that this account was going to be more. And when I say more, I mean like OnlyFans kind of content. And I had a bunch of people that had subscribed to it, obviously with that intention. And when I found out that that was the intention, I kind of felt like my back was up against the wall.
Boy, now she knew going into it, whoever explained to her what Patreon was, especially Patreon for women. Patreon for men is way different. Men, you actually have to provide value in your Patreon. You actually have to teach men how to make money. You actually have to post exclusive content that you wouldn't post anywhere else that isn't sexual, that's actually, intelligent and thought-provoking. And she knew exactly what it was. Whoever explained to her Patreon, especially for women, she knew what she was getting into. She knew she was going to have to post risque pictures. So her trying to frame it like, oh, I didn't know. That's the cap. That's the women absolving themselves of accountability angle of this. So, I mean, don't let her cap and tell you she ain't know. And then when she posted the profile picture of her profile picture was her in a bikini showing her big old tits. Like, come on, let's keep it a buck. She knew exactly what she was doing. So when she did that, and then the men come in and she posting lame shit like, oh, I just ate some cereal this morning. They gonna be in the comments like, what the fuck is this? I could have went to YouTube for this shit.
Just like I felt like my back was up against the wall before I started it and was worried about my income. And when we're worried, what happens? We make stupid decisions. You know, when our backs are up against the wall, when we're anxious, that's when the enemy attacks. So now my back is up against the wall again. And I have a bunch of people that subscribe to something that I wasn't willing to give. That being said, I never posted any nude photos on there, but I did post bikini photos and lingerie photos, and just like the poses and stuff were just not the best. I also remember having so many people in my friend circle saying, what's the big deal? What does it matter? Every other girl is doing it. You'll be set up financially for life if you just keep doing it. And I just remember having all of these people telling me this. So I posted how I've never posted before. And though it wasn't nude, I'm not proud of it. Posting like that is something that I now have to live with because I'm an influencer, but also even when you're not an influencer, whatever you post online, we all know it's there forever. I don't know why this made me feel the way that it made me feel. I don't know if there's other people out there doing this, other girls or even guys doing this, that don't feel anything about it and don't feel guilt and don't feel how I felt, which was ashamed, which was worried, or I don't even know why, embarrassed. The fact that there was all these guys that I don't know looking at me in a way that I only want one guy to look at me that way, which is the guy I'm gonna marry. Yet I was showing that to
And she's still single though.
people that I don't even know for money, for financial security, which is why so many girls are doing it and which is why it's so popular. It's crazy. And I know that there's so many girls that are waiting till they turn 18 so they can do it. And I want to make this video because it took a piece from me. It really did. I don't want to say that this was the reason that I found Jesus. It was definitely just part of me hitting rock bottom to find Jesus. And I can't tell you how thankful I am that I hit rock bottom because I would have never felt like I needed him. But I hit rock bottom and this was part of it. And it took a piece of me. And it's so ironic and it's so funny because I had created this account to fill a piece. I created this account for financial security, yet I still had a hole somewhere else. And the truth is, you find out that these holes that you're trying to fill with whatever that everybody else is doing that you think it'll.
All right, so you know she's kind of talking in circles now, but we get the point. Okay, you was damn near selling pussy. She capped about only having the Patreon. She definitely had an OF as well, so she capped about that. And now we're here. Now we're here where you know she can get baptized, and then now men are supposed to accept her in the dating market and whatnot. So let's listen to this clip from whatever, and this will be kind of what we wrap up on, where Andrew Wilson, and we spoke about Andrew Wilson before. He kind of has this idealistic viewpoint of how marriage is gonna go in the West, and it's absolutely it's just a shot in the dark with him. But he does know how to cook these hoes. So let's listen up.
Someone donated $200.
Okay.
P.S. Do not talk about fruits of the spirit if you did not give back all of that money.
Oh, can I please talk on this?
Wait, do you still have, question really quick, do you still have someone, thank you for the TTS, do you still have your Lamborghini Urus?
No, I don't. I sold everything. I sold my house. I sold my cars. I sold all the designer things I had.
If you wanted to throw the Lambo my way, I'll take a Lambo.
Yeah.
I will also take a Lambo
for free.
So I would love to hit on this topic. So many people are like, you're not Christian unless you give back all the money. Let me break down the money for you. So number one, I was living in California while I was making this money. California tax ridiculously insane. Only
I know she ain't about to act like she didn't have none of the money left. Stop the cap.
takes what, 20%? Only
because she used that money to buy a house in South Carolina. And I know she got a little nest egg too.
takes 25% of what you make. It didn't matter how much of what I made my gross.
I can verify that she did sell the house. I believe, back before my other X account got deleted, I had her address, her previous address and all that kind of stuff. And we were looking into it. And, I think she did sell the house. I can't remember, but it is what it is. She's another grifter now. She actually took a picture with Charlie Kirk. She took a picture with Charlie Kirk that I just recently posted, which I thought was hilarious as well. So, oh man, this is so cheesy, bro. I mean, dude. I mean, and then the picture that the picture of Charlie is, oh, dude, he got slimed out so crazy, bro. He got slimed out so fucking crazy, and then like the picture of him is just so dorky, bro. It's so bad. So yeah, I posted, holy shit, Charlie Kirk nerded out when he met his favorite porn star at the AVNs. How did I miss it? It's a joke. Obviously, he's at a Turning Point event, and she spoke at I think she spoke at one of these conservative events, but he took a picture with Nala and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, it's just crazy how time flies and how all of this relates back to the Christian conservative movement. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Income that got so my gross income got taxed 25%. So 25% of that got taken out. Then the tax I pay in California. Then the creator people that I was with took 50%. The agency took 50.
So she said she made 9 years, or she made 9 million doing this shit, and you ain't got nothing left. I can believe it. I really can, but I also can't believe it.
50% of what I made. So you're left with all of that. Whatever's left out of all of that taxed. It's not like I just got $9 million. All of that got taxed 3 ways, and then whatever was left got sent to me. So, and no, you are not required, and nowhere in the Bible does it say. So there was this one man that Jesus told to sell all his belongings to and follow him. There was one man. That is not a stipulation for all Christians to sell everything that you have and then go follow Christ. If Christ told me to sell everything, which I've already sold everything, and follow him, I will. However, giving up.
But she knows that's not going to happen because, I mean, look, I believe that God can relay a message to you through dreams, but Christ is not coming to you and saying, hey, sell all your shit. That's not what happens.
All your money is not a requirement to be able to follow Christ. So if you're not a Christian or you are a Christian and you're saying this, you need to get that out of your head. Because if God specifically told me, like reached down and told me, you know what, you need to be homeless.
I mean, it's not that you need to be homeless, but you need to be paying your tithes. So whatever church that you join after this, that's where you need to be sending a lot of that money, baby girl. Okay, I mean, that's the reality. So did she donate to the church? Did she?
In order to follow me, I'd be like, you know what? I know you'll provide for me no matter what. I'll be homeless. But I do not feel called to do that. Regardless of that, I have sold everything I own. I literally drive a Jeep now and I live in South Carolina. So what do you got to say, Andrew? I'm really I'm so intrigued.
I'm just gonna follow up on the super chatter. By the way, I mean, I don't even know why you're so hostile with me. We haven't even really disagreed about anything most of the night.
Most of the night. No, absolutely. But my thing with you is that like how not even degrading, but like when I came on last, you were so hostile towards me and what I did. And there was no love in your heart from me.
That was good.
As a Christian, you think it's okay.
You were a lying, deceiving prostitute. And you're like, Andrew, why weren't you just nice? Like, what are you?
Let's go. Okay, so I mean, Andrew's cooking. I can fuck with him when he right. Cooked her ass.
Talking about? Good.
I have a question. Didn't Jesus wash the feet of prostitutes or something?
By your own admission,
Jesus got Magdalene washed his feet.
Deceit.
Again, they keep trying to say Mary Magdalene was a prostitute. The Bible doesn't say Mary Magdalene was a prostitute, so stop it.
Satanic prostitute by your own admission.
Satanic.
Wow, that's a new one. That's a new one.
Hang on, Nala. You told me.
Yes, Andrew.
He was making content in like devil costumes and all that shit.
You told me.
So don't cap about the satanic shit because you was definitely making content in devil costumes.
That you had faith in Jesus Christ then. That your parents were pastors. That you
Yep. She did grow up in the church. Absolutely, 100%. So she knew right from wrong.
Then
you're getting it wrong already. So to unmisquote
you were gonna do it.
You can play the quote. You can play the.
And why look at what she's wearing too? Like, bro, why that girl got scratchy pants? That girl got scratchy pants. I'm gonna remove the chat so y'all can see. These are like them short ass, scrunchy ass gym spandex shorts. Why the hell are you wearing that in the presence of men? Like, come on, bro. You in the presence of grown men wearing them spandex pants. She still got the whole spirit.
Let me finish, then you can respond. Okay? You said even then that you knew the truth, but you turned away anyway.
Yep.
Okay? So that you could basically make money. Now, you say now, okay, well, listen, that was all a character. I'm willing to believe that. I didn't ever say that you weren't playing it.
Nah, that wasn't a character. It's videos of her getting straight fucked. That wasn't no character. That was her getting fucked.
Character, I'm willing to totally and completely believe you. Okay, but there's no way for me to determine that. I can only determine things based on what you said. So you say to me, well, I'm a degenerate prostitute who lies about everything, right? And it's like, okay, what did you want me to say to that? What would you have wanted me to say?
So number one, you completely misquoted me. I never once said back then that I lied. Number two, I never said that I knew what to do and knew how to follow.
Yeah. You don't have to say that you lied. We already called out the lies. I mean, I called out the lies on my old ex account that her and her team at Creators Inc. got banned, by the way. So she's still, making calls to suppress my content.
Christ, I said that I was hurt by the church. I said that my dad was a pastor before I started OnlyFans. So there's the clarification on that. I was hurt by the church. I've been through three.
Your dad knew.
Can you play the clip? Because this is crap.
I recently watched the clip. Did you say that your dad's being a pastor when you're 18 years old? Yeah. This clip.
And I wasn't on OnlyFans.
You said that I was a bad father because I would disown, unlike your father, right? Because I would disown my child based on some.
I'm not saying you as a father.
No, her daddy and her mama disowned her. She explained that in the Michael Knowles conversation.
Father should condone what your kid was doing on OnlyFans.
Respond.
But you keep interrupting what I have to say, so it's like
I won't interrupt you. Okay, so just listen to what I'm saying. You literally made this comparison. You said you're a bad father if you do A, C, and D. I said, does your father know you do OnlyFans? You said yes, and he's fine with it because you take care of him.
No, and she knows that ain't true because in the Michael Knowles interview, she said the exact opposite. She said he was not fucking with it, and then her mother straight up told her disown her. She don't want to see her again. Her mom disowned her, and she still can't go back to her family. And that caused them to get a divorce. So she lying still.
Right? That's what you told me.
Oh, absolutely.
That your father was fine with you doing OnlyFans.
So
is that a lie?
No. Listen. I don't think as a father you should disown your kid because of what they turn out to be. That's not their real plan. Do you think I wanted to be on OnlyFans the rest of my life?
Jesus
Absolutely.
Send people to hell?
Once again, interrupting me, like I just said. So
Okay,
if you want me
go
to finish my statement and respect me as an adult, that would be great. So anyway, my dad accepted me as his daughter. Yes, I was supporting him financially. Was that right that he told me and actually encouraging me to stay on OnlyFans? Absolutely not. I was saying it was wrong for you to disown your child.
Ain't no way, bro. She keep changing her story.
Just because of their life choices. You said that you would literally stop talking to them. And how right is that as a father to guide your child when the Bible literally says, train up a child in the way that they should go? But you said if your daughter did OnlyFans, you would completely disown her. So how is what you would do biblical?
I'm going to explain. It's called consequences. And there's always consequences. If you look at, for instance, the prodigal son had to come back home and humble themselves.
Yeah, the prodigal son did. Hey, I was just about to bring that up. He got ousted. He got kicked out, and then he had to come back and come correct. Hella correct.
Humble themselves after they came back home, after they squandered their entire fortune. That's what they had to do. Okay, so the thing is like for you to say that.
And now she's a talking head and speaking at TPUSA events and speaking at AmFest events and all this shit.
If somebody is doing,
she now has a role in the church over a man who rightfully deserved it, who dedicated his life to the scripture because she was popular on social media for sucking dick. Like, what the hell is going on here? And we're platforming this bitch in the church. Like, hell nah. You got to sit in the back of the pews where the gum is under the pews and shit. And you put your hand down there. You feel somebody freshly chewed on gum. That's where you got to sit in a hijab with nobody's husband around. You got to roll to yourself, bitch. You ain't sitting by nobody else.
Something that is horrific or satanic or something like this. That I have to allow them in my home? Do I need to allow them around my family? What do I need to do to capitulate to them, Nala, which would make me a good father?
In no way, shape, or form.
Let them experience the consequences of their own actions. because that's what a good father does.
A good father completely disowns their child, as in like stop speaking to them. I never once said that you had to let your daughter into your home, that demonic spirit into your home. But what about praying for them, sending them Bible verses, regardless of what they believe in? That is honestly what saved me. So you disowning your kid could actually have detrimental.
Bible verses saved you? No.
I said that my husband sent me Bible verses.
Be with saved you, right?
Can I interject?
Yeah, I mean, and that's true. Her husband saved her. That is the truth. He turned a hoe into a housewife. That's exactly what he did.
Interject.
Go ahead. Quick.
So when it happened to Mary Magdalene, right, and she was a prostitute and they were about to stone her, what to say?
Mary Magdalene was not a prostitute.
Exactly. People keep trying to say Mary Magdalene was a prostitute because they don't know the Bible. She was not no damn prostitute, bruh. She was possessed by evil spirits. Why do y'all keep trying to say that she was a prostitute? She was possessed by evil spirits, bro. It's two different things.
Okay.
Is that fake news?
It is
Totally
fake news.
Fake news.
Okay.
Magdalene is not a prostitute.
So when they were going to stone the
I have no idea
prostitute.
where people can't come up with this.
Okay,
Mary Magdalene
question.
is not a
The Satanists created the Mary Magdalene was a prostitute narrative so that they could get hoes in the church. That's exactly what it was.
Question.
Next question.
And I recently spoke to a Satanist, so I would know. Y'all seen that that live video? So y'all go back to that video where we spoke to Lilith, the Satanist. She didn't get deeply into it, but she was explaining how they cast spells and they infiltrate different groups.
When it came to the prostitute and they stoned her, what did Jesus say?
He said, "Let he who is without sin cast the first stone."
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Here's the thing, though. What they're not understanding, what Jesus was doing there was establishing that the judgment was for God. It's not for man. So, yes, stoning was a brutal form of punishment during those days. And obviously, Jesus ain't just finna sit up there and let you stone a bitch, like not in his presence. So Jesus is like, okay, let the man who hasn't sinned cast the first stone, and nobody can throw a stone because everybody sinned. And his point was the judgment is left up to God. The judgment is left up to me. It's not left up to man. That verse is a parable to explain how judgment is God's and vengeance is God's. It's not man's. It wasn't to say, oh, this bitch, she's fine to do what she do because Jesus stopped the people from stoning her to death. Obviously, Jesus ain't finna sit up there and let you stone a bitch in front of him. Okay, so I don't see why the hell they're trying to act like, oh, well, this is just this means that it's okay to be a hoe. Like, no, that's not what the verse means. The verse is specifically trying to explain that judgment is reserved for God, not man, and that's exactly why Jesus said that, no, you're not finna stone this bitch in front of me. Like, that's the reality. And then, yeah, she washed his feet and she kissed his feet because she was, obviously she was in the presence of a God. You know what I'm saying? Jesus had the swag.
And cast the first stone.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
she's basically saying, who are you to cast the stone on someone like me?
Like, who are you to judge her? Because we all have original.
Jesus was throwing away the Old Testament law of stoning a bitch to death for selling or doing whatever, being possessed or selling pussy, whatever. He was doing away with that brutal, form of punishment to reserve judgment for God. He was not doing that to say, oh, nobody deserves any consequences for their actions. That's not what he was doing.
Wait, stop.
Righteous judgment is an actual biblical thing.
First of all, I'm not judging her, right? I mean, we're going over a previous conversation where I now have been told that everything she told me in that conversation essentially cannot be trusted because she was a pathological liar at the time because she was playing a character. Now I'm not.
She's still a pathological liar, by the way.
That's what she just said to me. So
dude, I was literally dressed in a Spider-Man outfit, and you believe me.
I haven't even gotten.
That says a lot about you.
Yeah, and now you're dressed in some short ass spandex, gym shit that honestly you probably shouldn't even wear publicly to the gym. But you know what I'm saying? You acting like you're dressed modestly here, like baby girl. Just because you got the big hoodie on doesn't mean that you can just wear some fucking booty shorts. Like, come on.
We haven't even gotten to any judgment yet. Right now, we're just talking about the facts of the matter. There hasn't even been any judgment. And 3, it's perfectly acceptable for Christians to judge. Where this idea came from that Christians can't make judgments, especially value judgments, we make them all the time. Otherwise, how would you even know who was walking down the wrong path, who needed salvation, who did? How would you know any of these things if you couldn't make value judgments? You couldn't.
Righteous judgment has to do with coming out of love from your heart. In no way, shape, or form does whatever you have to say to me from the day I was dressed in a spider.
I mean, we calling these bitches hoes out of love, out of say, hey, bitch, you know what I'm saying? Stop being a hoe. We want the best for you. That's what we doing. So if you can't take that simple instruction, then, you know, again, this is exactly why you got to sit all the way in the back of the church in a pew by yourself with the gum stuck to the bottom of the seat.
Spider-Man costume to right now have any love in your heart. You're just condemning.
You know my heart? You know my heart
I
now?
don't. I really don't.
Yeah, well, then why would you make the accusation condemnation? All I did was repeat back to you what you said to me.
I never once said I was demonic.
You were lying about everything, and all I'm doing is trying to get clarity.
Lying about being a character on social media.
She definitely had like, I mean, and I know because her Telegram is still sharing content. That's what y'all niggas don't know. She's still on Telegram, still sharing content. And the only thing about Telegram is that you can't screen record or you can't screenshot. And then when I did try and take a picture off my other phone of this shit, she got my old account banned. So I ain't even trying to do that no more. But she's still selling content on Telegram. Y'all niggas need to wake the hell up. And there are like pictures of her in like this demon outfit or this devil outfit on Halloween or leading up to Halloween, where she's talking about being a slut demon pretty much. So she definitely was, you know, going down the satanic route as well. And I think she actually ended up fucking a Satanist as well. A satanic nigga who like, he had like this red strobe light and shit. It's on Twitter, but he had a red strobe light and shit. And I don't know, but he was fucking the bitch. So, and there was like some devil shit in the background, some pentagons and shit and some, you know, Baphomet type imagery.
Yeah, you're offended that I literally spoke the truth about, like, you really think that social media is real? Like, please.
Oh, social media is very, like, I hate when they say, oh, social media is not real. No, it's very real. And a lot of the shit that translates on social media translates to real life. It's just you don't know the accounts behind the people on social media. But social media is real. It affects people in real life. It affects their emotions. It affects their reality. It's very real.
That's not
What
true.
do you mean? Listen.
Because I said that I was lying about what I put on social media.
Just pivot. Why are you pivoting?
Pivoting off of what? This is a big part of the topic.
So listen, all we were discussing right now was that when we had a previous conversation on the Whatever podcast, by your own admission, everything you said to me potentially was a lie.
About
Perhaps
what?
Not everything you said, stop, no, just let me finish and then I'll let you talk, okay? Perhaps not everything you said to me was a lie. Perhaps not everything you said to me was a lie, but by your own admission, if you're playing a character and I shouldn't trust anything you say, then I assume everything you told me was a lie until I get it clarified otherwise. All I've been doing is just asking you clarification questions. You have been spurting out and upset because you feel like it's condemnation. I haven't condemned you for anything. We've just barely even started having a conversation.
I called you a Satanist.
You literally called me a Satanist
A demonic.
and a prostitute. In no way, shape, or form was I a
And she was standing on that too. She was standing on being a demonic prostitute when she was, you know, wearing that little devil outfit, bruh.
Okay.
Don't make me pull up the Telegram, bruh. Do not make me pull up the Telegram because her Telegram is definitely still active. As a matter of fact, they got translations. They selling shit in Spanish now. She got menus still. Like all that shit, bro. Like, come on, bro. Come on. Let me see. I'm going to try and find that devil picture for y'all real quick, and I'm going to see if I can show it for y'all.
So I understand
You were a
that showing
prostitute.
your body
That's
online
ridiculous.
is like selling yourself. Understood.
You were
But in no
sucking
way,
men's
shape, or
penises
form.
online. What are you talking about?
Did I not just admit that? Like,
Yeah,
what do you
that's
have a problem with?
prostitution. By any metric, that's prostitution. What are you talking about?
Not only was she selling the naughty pictures, but she was actually fucking niggas too. So let's not act like she wasn't fucking niggas either, because there's videos of her getting fucked too. So like, she's trying to make it seem like she wasn't selling pussy. Baby girl, you were, and it is what it is. You need to admit to that.
Okay, but like by standards, prostituting is literally standing on the road, getting cars and having sex.
That's not prostitution. Is just having sex for money. It ain't got nothing to do with where you're standing on the street, all that shit. It ain't got nothing to do with that.
What is a prostitute?
Is it not a prostitute?
No.
Where are you, bro, in your mind?
That's called hooking, because you're trying to hook somebody to be a job.
No shot, bro. Say that.
Yeah, what is a prostitute? No.
A prostitute is someone who goes and stands on the side of the road, gets into somebody's car.
No, a prostitute is a woman who sells her body for money. That's literally what it is.
And has
sells sex for money.
For money. That is called a prostitute.
The bunnies at the Bunny Ranch, they're not prostitutes.
Can you Google it, Andrew? Can you Google it? I don't have my phone.
As long as they go to a hotel room and there's a camera, it's no longer prostitution.
It's any job that sells sex. That's a prostitute.
For money.
What is the criteria of prostitution?
I'm not saying that I wasn't prostituting myself at all, but like you're defining it in a manner where I'm literally going to people's houses, grabbing money from them and having sex with them. But yes, what I was doing was very simple. And yes, in a manner of prostituting myself.
It was literally prostitution.
But in no way, shape, or form was I'm like, oh, I'm a demonic person and I like take pride in that. Like, where did you get that from?
Bruh, I mean, she done deleted a lot of shit, and she done got Creators Inc. to delete a lot of content, but she was definitely doing that demonic shit on her OF and on like Twitter and on like the promotion of TikTok and all that stuff, especially during Halloween. But you know, I just wanted to break down these trad wife hoes, and maybe we'll break down some more knowledge shit, because she's been doing a press run. She's been doing a lot of videos within the last 12 months. So next I'm gonna do, how about this? We're gonna do a breakdown of Nala for real, and I'm gonna go through the timeline again so that we have you know, evidence and basis for that. But yeah, that's gonna be fun. So we'll start doing another breakdown of Nala this week, and we'll probably make it a daily thing this week. But you already know what it is, man. It's your boy Reclaiming Throne. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Send your relationship request to the email down below with a screenshot of your CashApp so I know you're paying on time, man. Y'all already being your marketing with the BS. You already know. Reclaim your throne.
Want to become an elite level athlete? Well, look no further. The Reclaim Your Throne Elite D1 training course is all you need to take your performance from subpar to the creme de la creme of athletes all around the world. The purpose of this course is to give you a comprehensive weight training, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance program that is meant to prepare young athletes for collegiate and professional sports. This course is packed with over 2 hours of creative, action-packed lifts narrated and coached by yours truly to assure increased strength, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance. Hey, I get it. Training alone can be tough and can even make you feel misguided or somewhat unmotivated. But with this course, I walk you step by step through each and every lift to make sure you're using the proper form to prevent injuries and that you're hitting the correct muscle groups to render maximum results. So what are you waiting for? It's now or never. So go ahead and get the training course today so you too can reclaim your throne.